Ladies and gentlemen, Charles here in my favorite, this is my hangout, guys. So if you ever want to see me, I'm in here practically every day. I smoke about 2 of these a day. Oh, it's killing me. But anyway, funny story. I've got a wonderful young man here with me. I'm going to tell you something funny. I was leaving my office yesterday. I come out, getting ready to put my music in, and I heard somebody say, Charles. And I said, yes, kako se zoveš? And he says, what? I don't speak Serbian. I said, really? I said, where are you from? He said, Guatemala. So I'm here with some gentleman from Guatemala. What's your name, my friend?
My name is Angel.
Angel. And Angel is here in Serbia. Why? What brought you here? I don't get it.
So last year around May, I decided to come to Europe for a whole month with my best friend just to drive around, visit some countries. And in the route, Serbia was on the way. We stayed here for about a week and we loved it. And this time I decided to come for 5 weeks.
Awesome stuff. And you had a really funny story about when you was coming here. People thought it was dangerous. Yeah. What happened?
So I told my friends, like, I'm gonna be staying in Serbia for a few days. They were like, but why? Like, what is there to do, And I was like, just visiting around, we might do something interesting. But to my friend, like, his friends were like, dude, don't go there. Like, if you go, you won't be coming back alive. and then he will ask, why are you saying that? And all they say will be, trust me, you just won, so like, just don't go. And then we got here, we were in Croatia, at this small town near the border, eating something, like filling up the car. And then we got into like this discussion, like, hey, should we really go to Serbia? Like, we've heard some shit like from our friends. And like, I'm actually getting scared, like, I don't think we should be going. And then after the discussion, like maybe after half an hour, we were like, fuck it, let's just go. If we think it's not dangerous, so things really get bad, we can just make a U-turn, return to Croatia, or like, go north to Hungary or something. But then we ended up loving it, and we actually stayed more than we were planning to.
God, I love it. So what did you like about it? I mean, what did you like about this country anyway?
People here are like really close to each other, really nice, really friendly. Like, if you talk to someone here, chances are you won't go wrong. Like, you will have a nice time. Like, pretty much like 90% of the time, everyone will be nice to you.
I agree. And we were even talking yesterday. You said you see a relation between Guatemalans and Serbians. Explain that.
Yeah, like how close people are, especially families. Like, families tend to be pretty big, and even though they're of a significant size, they're still all together. Like, you will talk to them pretty much every single day. You won't be losing contact with any of them.
Yeah.
And I found it interesting how a country in Europe is so similar to a country in Latin America.
Way far away. And I think it's funny how people told you it's dangerous here when you come from Guatemala.
Right. I was saying that to my mom, and I'm like, hey mom, you do realize Guatemala is like a lot dangerous than Serbia, like. And she's like, yeah, I know, but still.
But still, that's same as my parents. I'm from Illinois. Chicago's one of the most dangerous cities in the world, and people always say, oh my God, is it safe? Look at Chicago, we had 700 murders last year. I don't think they've had 700 in the history of Serbia, murders. But you were saying also a relation between Guatemala and Serbia. They had an Serbian Orthodox church in Guatemala?
Yeah, I just found out like a few months ago that we have a Serbian Orthodox church in Guatemala, which is funny because we don't even know what the Orthodox are.
They're all Catholic.
Yeah. And what's funny is a guy like really high ranking in the Serbian church actually went there. And I was surprised, like one of my friends told me, like, from Serbia, and I was like, what? We have a church?
That's so neat. Yeah. Is that in Guatemala City, or? I'm
actually not sure where it is. I believe it was somewhere in the south of the country, but I don't remember where it is.
Like, well, when it comes to this country, you've been to which cities? You're staying here for 5 weeks now. You were here before. Where all have you visited in this country?
Well, last time I was in the east, in Zaječar.
Yeah, so neat. You was in Zaječar.
Yeah, we drove through Belgrade that time, twice actually, when we were coming in and then going to Austria. So I was in Belgrade before, but only a drive-through. But now I'm actually staying in Belgrade for 5 weeks. I came to Novi Sad. I was planning to stay here just for 2 days, but I'm planning to stay for more. Yeah. I really like it here.
Love it, man.
Yeah, plus I got to meet the nicest guy in Novi Sad.
You're a wonderful man, brother. And what about Zaječar? Tell me about that. I feel so bad. I've got friends in Zaječar and Bor. What do you think about those little communities nobody goes to? Tell us about those.
It's funny because there's no really a highway to go there, so you kind of have to take like these regular roads to get there, like through the mountains and all that. And there's small towns, but people are still really nice, you know, like there's still things to do, like you can get around anywhere just by walking, and I found it nice, you know.
Is it pretty? I mean, the city's pretty, and
it's like, I mean, Char, yes, I love it. It's nice. It looks more like Belgrade than Char does, but it's still a very nice city. Like you still have parks and all that.
You know, when it comes to food, a lot of people, when they travel, food's different. Your cuisine in Latin America is totally different.
Yeah.
But what do you think of the Serbian food here?
I love it, man.
Do you?
I don't think I found anything in Serbian cuisine I don't like. Like I've eaten sarmas, goulash, burek, pizza burek, which is my
Yeah,
fucking
pizza
favorite.
burek. It's like pizza burek. Oh, to me, it's too rich. Got too much stuff in it.
It's like the best thing you can get. You cannot go wrong with it.
And the people, like is it easy to get around as a foreigner? You speak, how much Serbian do you speak?
Just like 3 words.
3 words? What's a word that you know?
Živeli. Dobro jutro. Dobar dan. Dobro veče. Hvala.
Wow.
That's pretty much it.
Oh man, that's good though. And do you find it tough? You know, a lot of people that come here, they think, oh my God, there's no way I can get around because I don't speak Serbian. Do you have to speak Serbian and come here?
No, like, I mean, of course it's gonna be a lot easier if you speak Serbian, but I'm speaking Serbian. I still managed to get around. I still managed to, you know, meet some people. I mean, most of the people I met are like foreigners, you know, but I still managed to have contact with other Serbs. So I think no, you don't need Serbian to come here.
I've been here 8 years and Slav.
Plus, I kind of became an expert on ordering food by just pointing like.
this. That's nice. What about, you know, people always think of Eastern Europe, the Balkans, as being dirt poor. What do you think of that? Do you see that? I mean, can you see that in the people? And would you think this was a poor country or what? What do you think about the?
Oh, well, I think that's just bullshit. People here are extremely nice. Yes, shit happened here like back in the day during the Balkans. But you know, things changed. Like that was what, more than 15 years ago. You know, a lot has changed in then. So I don't think people should be scared about coming here or thinking bad stuff about the area.
And even we were saying, you know, like in the USA, you're studying a university in the USA, but we were talking about like the safety issue.
Yeah.
We never feel fear here. You can go to the ATM. Take out money. Do you do that back in Guatemala? In Guatemala City, go to the ATM at 2 in the morning, you know?
Okay, I do. However, in the US, I wouldn't dare taking a bus or the metro like around 10 p.m. Like, it gets fucked up there. Like, especially on the tunnels, like in that time, you know, you can get robbed, you can get like punched or something. So, you know, it's like, I wouldn't dare doing it. But here I've been like on a bus at like midnight and I'm not scared about anything, you know?
Yeah. People, it just, and even what I've said, you know, you would think this country, oh, there's Donald Trump ringtone. But you would think in this country, what I told you yesterday, you know, people here make about $300, $400 a month, euros a month.
Yeah.
Very poor. But you don't see robberies in the jewelry store, in the convenience store. Back home, we have them all the time. Yeah, and here you don't.
You would think in the US, people make a lot of money. They wouldn't have the need to steal something.
Exactly.
But they still do.
They still do.
I think it has to do with how close people are, because I know if I were to steal something and my friends were to know, they would be like, dude, like why the fuck would you do that, you know?
Yeah.
And I would feel ashamed of it. But in the US, like people aren't like that close to each other. So I think like, hey, they probably won't even know I did this, you know?
That's exactly
so
it. The close relationships here, it keeps it. I think it's an embarrassment. I think they're brought up good, you know, and everything. Anyway, final statement here. What would you say to somebody else from Guatemala who's thinking maybe to come to Serbia? What would you recommend it or not?
Fuck yeah, just do it. Like, just go for it, you know? Like, there's no way you can go wrong in coming here. You'll have a nice time, you'll enjoy your time, you'll go back having a lot of friends. You're even gonna want to come back, like I can assure you that.
Gotta love it, brother. Anyway, absolute pleasure to see you.
Same.
That's it, my friends. Go Virginia.